Damn, that's how it ended. The ending got a little bit. I felt like the ending tracks were actually really good, right? I feel like the ending track should have belonged more towards the beginning because they sounded great, but then it got to the point where we've heard so much of this futuristic Yeat that now those tracks become fillerish, or they kind of feel like I definitely will grow to or appreciate them more as I listen to the album again, in my other settings. But that's kind of how I feel like, because I felt like it wasn't a bad ending. That run at the end was actually really well put together. And again, man, Canelo Yeat, man, this is crazy. I would say, look, I'm usually mad at long albums, especially from artists of this era. Everybody's just trying to get the stream bag. I understand what they're doing. I understand what the business side of it, but as a listener, as a consumer, it makes us mad because we just want quality tracks, or at least tracks that an artist truly kind of puts his all into every single track. That sounds like it's some effort at least. So I appreciate this album just on that alone. I feel like there's a lot of effort in this album. This is the most different album we've gotten from Yeat, and it was just announced like 3 days ago. 2093. Sticking to that theme, man. He's literally talking about 2093, which is the future, which is 69 years from now. Very crazy number, 69, little tweezy onion. But I think that he really did try to capture that sound. And there was a lot of times on the album where he did capture that sound, that futuristic sound. It's crazy, too, because I was not familiar with, nor did I look it up, but I wasn't familiar with any of the producers on this album. Like, I'm listening to this album, and I'm just like, this has a sound that I have not heard from any other artist. So that's one. That's a plus right there. Yeat also speaking very fluent English all throughout this project. Something that he has not done in his last 5 projects. Growth. But also, going back, and when he did the track with Future, that was still vintage Yeat. There was only added 7 tracks on my was it 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I added 7 tracks on my album or on my playlist. Not to say that the other tracks were bad, but when I was sitting down listening to the album, I was confused on whether I liked the tracks. Like, I was genuinely sitting there just kind of taking everything in, wondering, like, is this album really good? Is it really not? Like what am I supposed to be feeling? Is it just like I really did not know how to feel or how to take the album in. And I think that's also an amazing feeling too. Usually when you're listening to an artist, or I'm listening to Yeat, I'm just kind of just like, all right, let me get my 4 tracks, let me get the fuck up out of here. Nah, I think this is Yeat's project right here. I think this is the track, the album that's going to have a lot of people talking, and it comes right after he just does a big feature with Drake, so his name's all the way out there. Somebody did say, let me play devil's advocate though. Somebody did say that this album does sound very commercialized. I do think it's kind of commercial, very mainstream ish. He also takes a lot of influence from Travis Scott, a lot of influence from Kanye West, and blah, blah, blah. If he could actually work with those artists, maybe they could perfect his sound and guide him in the right direction. But at the same time, too, I wouldn't want Yeat to try to be a mini Kanye or a mini Travis or a mini be Yeat. Like what he was doing right now, maybe work on his writing on a little bit. I wouldn't say. Somebody mentioned a ghostwriter. I don't think he should get a ghostwriter, but I think that he could definitely work on his writing if he's going to speak English. Because now we're hearing what you're saying. You can't mask it with sounds. You can't mask it with go crazy, go crazy. You can't mask it when you're not mumbling. We hearing what you're saying, so you saying some very sus shit, and we'll be like, all right, that's you can't say that. It doesn't flow on there. So Twizzy, little piece onion, 6 onion, little twig, go crazy. You can't say that shit. If you're gonna actually write that shit down, you're gonna actually say it fluently and correctly and in a very proper manner, then you gotta write some shit. I'm not saying it has to be the craziest shit of all time, but it definitely has to make sense. So I think that's probably the only complaint I really have about it, man. Like, I think that he has to find his identity with these sounds. He already has an identity with his shit. But now he has to find an identity with this futuristic sound if he's going to carry on with this. Or maybe this is just a one time thing. He's kind of just, testing the waters. Again, I'm cool with that too as well. Not a lot of artists do different shit. And I think that's kind of where we get to this point now where we're listening to these artists in 2024, 2023, and when we do hear doing something like a rock album or a punk influence or just house vibes, we get excited because everything nowadays is so bland and so straightforward and just so straight trap and so straight mumble that when we get something different, it's exciting. And I think there's nothing wrong with that because different is always fun. But I don't know. I think that now I'm listening to 2093. Polo G can't do this. I would agree on that. I don't think Polo G can not do this either. But yeah, I feel like let me read what some of y'all saying, man. Justice for the Bell. I got like 12 on my first listen on my album, but there were a lot I felt were strong tracks, just not ones I listened to on a daily. That's how I felt too as well. Like I was like, this is not a bad track, but do I really, like this track? It's kind of where I was at. And then I was kind of contemplating, do I put it on my playlist? Do I leave it off? But I don't know. You should re-listen to the beginning of the album later to see how you feel. Yeah, I always do second listens like with bigger albums, so I'm not opposed to doing that. Let's see. Now commercial would have been more up to me type shit. I don't think that's commercial because I just think that's Yeat. Like I think that's him. Like no one was doing that. Like I don't think that's commercial. Like personally. Commercial is more live talk out the way, up off, X flawless. I don't think that's commercial though. Cause again, that was some shit that he was doing himself. Now you can't say that he made if he made that commercial, that's one thing, but I don't think that was just commercial. Like or maybe I'm wrong. The album could have done with more features, maybe. I also agree on that. I think more features would have definitely made this album a bit more tolerable on some of those points where you get stuck. Like when an artist gets stuck, a feature can definitely bring that out and help you out and take some of the shine away from you. I think that's something he could have did. Let's see, album went by kind of quick. I will say this was probably the I was at the end I was losing a little bit at the end, but I will say that this is the most interesting album I gotten from from Yeat in a while. So Lil Baby couldn't. Phase 2 gonna be old Yeat 2022. No glazing, definitely glazing. He needed to use his voice more. You talking about the out of breath flow? What are you talking about? I kind of agree on that. More out of breath flow for sure. Let's see. I think it's respectable for him to change his whole sound up, even if people don't like it or not. Not a lot of people are taking those risks for sure. That's why I gave him credit where credit is due. He's taking a risk. Re-listen to Afterlife. You may have a different opinion this time around. I actually re-listened to Afterlife the other day. Not with y'all, but I was listening to it to myself. And there were some tracks on there that I was just like, okay, maybe I might slept on a little bit. But not too much, like where does it rank out of for 2024 album so far? I don't know where I rank it quite yet, but I know that it is probably the most interesting drop of 2024, even though we're only in the second month. I hate when y'all ask that. Like, what do you think is in 2024, bro? It's still February 10th or February 16th. It's only been 90 days, like you gotta let that shit marinate, like Yeat is definitely not sniffing the Grammys for sure. For sure, but it's not about the Grammys. Clears Vultures and American Dream. I don't know. I like American Dream. I still listen to American Dream. I'm still listening to it. As for Vultures, it's Kanye. So, I just think that Yeat just needs a little bit more polishment. Like, the direction he's going though is amazing. Like he knows what he wants to do. He has a vision. He obviously did it by himself. He only had 2 features on his album, which was Lil Wayne. That's like so left field, and then Future is probably like one of the favorites. But other than that, though, he literally did everything by himself. Transitions, the song choices, the production choices, sound choices, like all of that shit was just crazy. Like that was some of those songs were just like damn. Like Mike Dean having Mike Dean on that would have just been like damn. You know, like just like Mike Dean being in a room, not even like produce, just being in the room would have been like damn. Okay, Mike Dean. That's what I'm talking about. Just kind of just like that one little touch right there, because one little chord can change everything. You know, and shout out to those producers as well, because we literally, I don't know who any of the producers were, and they all, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the project was the producers. Again, I think that Yeat doesn't have to totally avoid his out of breath, deep voice flow. He can still put that with this futuristic sound. I'm not saying he needs to speak English all the time, but I'm just saying just mix that up as well too, you know? Yeat wasn't lying when he said this would be a 10 times jump from his last. Nah, definitely a 10 times jump from his last for sure. But that's how I feel about it. If you had to give me a first listen, I like a 7.5 out of 10. I would say I don't give ratings like that, but if I say first listen, 7.5 out of 10, because that's basically how many tracks I took from the album. Seven tracks, and that's how I feel about it, man. So, Mr. Bell, I would have been cool with like futuristic bell sounds too. You know, you can't get away from your bell now. Can't leave your bell in 2023 now. That's kind of fucking rude, you know. So that's how I feel about it, man. If you want to watch the full video, it is on Patreon. Again, man, I told you I'm not playing with you guys. You guys don't want to play the light game with me? It's all cool, man. Somebody said that what was one comment? One comment said, "Oh, all the other reactors, you know, Dev, he just don't be fun because you know, he don't make no money like the other reactors make money, you know." So he's telling, I'm like, all right. Look, man, look what you watch on the internet, bro. I do all right. Let's put it that way. I do all right. Anyways, if you don't want to play the light game, man, again, there's no gatekeeping. I've been doing this shit for 9 years. I'm not doing reactions no more because it's, you know, I like doing it for sure, but at the same time, I'm not just gonna keep doing it for another 9 years without changing my strategy or my shit, you know. Y'all can't get the light game up, then it's cool. We just go on to the next one. But full video will be on Patreon if you want to watch it. Otherwise, I'm gonna drop 3 tracks that I like on YouTube, and we're gonna keep it pushing. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for liking. Like this video. Show me that you like it. You show me engagement, then I might put some effort to put some goddamn motherfucking reactions on the goddamn YouTube. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, gatekeeper comment was crazy. Because he was like, nah, bro, you gatekeeping your reaction from us, bro. Like, you know you can watch No Life Shack and all the rest of them people, right? You don't have to watch me. Paywall, gatekeeping. That's crazy. Damn, I you know what? I like that. I appreciate you. That means you want me, you know, and I want your pussy. I mean, I want you too, you know. So yeah, man, we're gonna keep it like that, man. Till the next time, YouTube. It's your boy Dev. Don't forget like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, man. Follow me on social media when you're here, and yeah, till the next time, YouTube. We are out. Peace.